Dr. Green Thumb. Paging Dr. Green Thumb.
Hello, my name is Dr. Green Thumb. I'd like to tell you just where I'm from in the hills where the trees.
What's up, my Gromies? You know who it is. It's your boy TJ back with another episode on the iGrow Show. Here with you today. We're going to be talking about a lot of different fun things. Any of our members who already know about the trivia game, we're going to be shooting that later on this week. So be prepared to get a call later on tonight or tomorrow for the dates for us to start filming that. But other than that, you know, hey man, they call me East Coast Dr. Green Thumb. I've been at this for so long, you have no idea. Growing is my passion, growing is my love. I left a comfortable job just to come and do this and try to help you guys figure this out too. That's what these tents are about. That's what the live stream grows are about. That's what all this is about, man. It's time to let's be more weed positive, man. We got to be more proactive in this. That being said, let's get into it. You know, earlier this week, your boy got zucked. I think we know we've all been there, done that once or twice. But, you know, on those rare occasions when he catches up with me. What do? But I throw a fuck a zuck sale. So, I got zucked. You guys make out on the end of this. Dr. Green Thumb, my AKA up here, went ahead and dropped you guys a sale yesterday. You guys killed it. Thing disappeared. We're talking no more, nothing left. Dude, the Brandywine walked out. She's out of the building. We still have her in an indoor form. I haven't released her yet. Shh, still to come. But that is not to say that I did not have some really funky cookies and cream to also share with you guys for that same deal. So the cookies and cream, it is an outdoor plant, done really, really nicely. The smoke is really good. The initial smell is that of a standard outdoor plant. It's got that earth on it. But I mean, shit, Taiwan and enjoy. It is fantastic. I actually been smoking on that most of today just because you guys had me having it out so much. What else was I going to grab? It was sitting there right in front of me, and I've been thoroughly enjoying it. But on that note, we've got a couple other things I'm actually going to be highlighting for you today. What's up, guys? I want to say hi to everybody out there watching. We got Daniel Allen, Billy Forbes, my man Billy. Thank you. I had a great time meeting with you the other day. I told my wife she was super jelly. We cannot wait to come out and see those baby goats, homie. Little tiny goats. He said he got little baby goats. It's going to be awesome. So, fuck a zuck. Let's get back to it. Cookies and cream. That's what we're going to do for you. So, we'll make it nice and sweet and heavenly. So, what we're going to get into today as far as testing goes for you guys, we've got up here first is going to be the gelati. So, can we go to my microscope cam here? This gorgeous ambered out trichome plant that you guys see in front of you here, this is gelati. She is on the menu. She looks absolutely incredible. We'll get a shot of her maybe in this camera. Can we get a good look at this one here? Oh. Let's see. She shoot better that way? All right. So, gelati. She's what's in here, but she is fantastic. This sweet family. Obviously, you're going to have your ice cream undertones and all that wonderful stuff. But thank you, cultivator. You left her to go a little bit long, which, you know, I appreciate because those longers, the longer you let your sativas or anything really go, you get those amber trichomes. That's when you get that body relaxed, that you know, some say couch lock. Me, I just say I can actually function. I call it pain management. So I love some good amber trichomes. Let's go back. Again, nice, sweet ice creamy smell. Not too bad at all. So we're going to be running the T-check on this one, so this way you guys can see. And I want to talk to you about the T-check itself. So again, there's a lot of back and forth on this equipment. Oh, can you cheat it? Well, of course you can cheat it. Like anything else, you can cheat anything you'd like. You watch me do them here. I'm doing them live. I'm not out here sprinkling keef in there or doing anything special. Literally just weigh it out, make sure I have the proper amount on that scale to take the test and get right through it. So, for gelati, we've got our container. We've got, we've got a pen right here. So we are going to put gelati on there for you. And our weight is 141 milligrams. And so again, we run this as the T-Check 2 test. As you can see, no keef, no nothing out here. Following the exact directions they recommend, following the protocol they ask you to, new syringes, new filters. So, pop open our fresh packaging, and we're going to go to our isopropyl alcohol here. This is the 99% stuff. This is not your standard. We go 10 milliliters. There we go, spot on. Okay, boom, boom, boom. 10 mil. Right on in there, just like it should. Now, guys, while I'm getting all this set up, you've seen me do this before, so I don't know if I necessarily have to talk you through this whole set of the process, but what I do want to talk to you guys about is the fact that, holy shit, you know what tonight is? Tonight is the Mars Hydro Light giveaway. One of you awesome people here tonight is going to take home that Mars Hydro TS600. Again, great starter light for a 2x2 tent. They work wonders. So, with a tent like that, with a 2x2 tent, a TS600, one of my associates on their very first grow was able to turn out almost 6 ounces of smokable flour. That doesn't include any of the larf and trim that they were able to use to make butters or a little bit of the MCT oil. Again, when we do our MCTs, and how I recommend doing them, is a very heavy mixture. This way you don't need too terribly much to put into your food to get the high concentration levels that we shoot for. What that does is that allows you to sort of save the original taste of whatever it is you're cooking, while still having a fully infused version of it. So, here we go. Test is on. I got a 5-minute countdown going right now. So we've got 5 minutes of shake time. What's up, Michelle? How you doing out there? John Newman, what's good? Ashley, good to see you. Thank you guys for joining me. I do love it when you guys join me. Gives me a reason to keep doing these. I get sort of lonely, and you know, even though my phone doesn't ever stop, this is what I like to do. I want to test all this stuff out. I want to share this information with you. I want to show you how to grow. I want to show you how to do all of this great stuff. Let's get the need for any of this importing stuff out of here. But you know, like I always say, I can't keep up. So if I can't keep up, I at least know exactly where to go to get the best, and that's what I do for you. So let's get back to it. So we went first. We showed you that gelati. You saw how trichomed out it was. We're getting it shake so we can do our proper test on it right now. But let's flash back a little bit, guys. Happy belated 420. We had one of those earlier this week, didn't we? We sure did. I don't know where you were, but I was hanging out with these guys down at Java Surf. We were hosting an amazing party. The 420 CCC party was so epic. Great time. Just people there. I smoked my first gold joint. Holy cow. Thank you so much, hon. That was amazing. Thank you for sharing with me. As soon as I got home, I shared the experience with my wife and explained to her. More than explained, kind of. Was like, yeah, we're going to have gold joints here next week. And sure enough, I've got some gold leaves inside. We're going to save for a special occasion, like maybe our next date night. Because, you know, again, I still like spending time with her and my family. So that's why our whole Sundays thing is we're off. So please, people, plan ahead. You know, I appreciate all the donating you guys do throughout the week to keep me up here posted, to keep these lights on and all this stuff going. So thank you so much. Remember, as always, on top of the Mars Light we're doing tonight, we're also doing our standard giveaway. One of you guys is going to get yourself a free eighth, just gifted to you, of this gelati that we're here smoking on. I got this bong hit here. I can't I got so much weed, I don't know what I'm doing. I want to smoke my joints so I can talk to you folks. I got this bong right here. I'll light up here. When it goes time to take a break, maybe we'll do a long interlude while we go to the tent setup, and I'll get to take that bong hit before I jump in there. So, yes, the T-Check 2 can be cheated, but not by me. I got no reason to. I showed you guys. I've had 13s and 16s too. Space Case was one of the lower profile cannabinoid plants that I had out here that I tested for you. But shit, if she wasn't fantastic, I enjoyed every bit of her. So thank you, Zuck, for making this all possible for me to give my my wonderful members all this good stuff. I love you for it. Daniel Allen, that's funny as hell, man. One of my buddies actually came up with that same thing the other day. He's like, dude, you're so Joe Rogan of this. I'm like, what does that even mean? So you guys are fully aware, I've never seen a podcast. I have no idea what this is supposed to look like or how these are supposed to go. This is literally just all the stuff that's going on in my brain that I want to share with you guys. I know it's a hot mess, but hot damn, guys, thanks for joining me. My passion is this plant and all the joy it can bring on all the levels it has. So, I believe this one here was the one I crushed up. I don't know what this one is. I should probably smoke this one first. But no, let me go to this gelati. Let me go to this gelati real quick. I want to get a nice smoke on this one for you guys. And I mean, I had to pull that out. I think that was actually mochi. Ooh, wait. That was not mochi. Mochi is not available.
Mochi here.
No mochi here. Definitely not mochi. So anyway, here's that gelati. Like I said, let's get a tasting note on it. I know it's going to slouch me a little bit. You saw how densely packed those amber trikes were. So. So I mean, I'm gonna hear things like, "Yo, how can you do that? Is that mids? What do you? How is the fuckazuck even possible? Not mids, just outdoor. Outdoor is a whole different ball of wax, guys. I tell you what it is. Anybody who's doing outdoor, none of their stuff should be any sort of near any indoor price. Indoor pricing is that way for a reason. Indoor pricing has a lot of bills, a lot of overhead to cover with it. You also have a lot less chance of bugs, pests, issues like that. On the other hand, my outdoor comes from quite a reputable source. They tend to do this for their whole area of where they're located. Quite, like I said, everything is always okay around here. So, if there was only that reading Rainbow Ding at the end of that one, that would have been on point. So, yeah. So, it is outdoor, 100%. Is it mids? No. Is it the fire? It's good. It's good. Is it anything to write a novel home? No. But, man, when you got like 10 of your friends coming over and you're having a backyard barbecue, I don't know. It's been freaking 80s these past few days. Are you kidding me? I've been in the swimming pool. Last weekend, I had my kids down at the beach having a blast with them. So, yeah, 'tis the season. This is the perfect stuff. Roll yourself up a nice big fat blunt of it and, let's get lit. So, milligrams on the gelati, we have 141. Let's get this temperature on this mix real quick. So, I'm going to go ahead and do my drop, and then we will test it right off the eyelet. Okay? We've got a 75.6, 75, we'll let that ride. And empty tray slot, calibrating. So now it goes into its calibration mode. You see me do this, how many times already? But don't worry, I'm going to keep on doing this. Again, this is less for me because I know, what I'm burning on. I want to make sure you guys can understand some of it too. There's a lot of different things out here. I at least can, feel I accurately share this information with you. So while that's calibrating, I'm going to knock down the rest of this gelati. And I'm already feeling slower. Man, that stuff is potent. I don't know what it's going to do. Okay. Ready for insertion. Sometimes you got to spit on it. Sometimes it slides right in. You never know. Oh, man, I got to look. The T-check. The T-check. See, like that's, yeah. No. They're about to mute me. You know, this is why we go live. You can't filter this. I love it. How you guys doing? Who we got? Oh, man, my boy Dustin's out there. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining. Is that Lynn, Lauren, Lloyd? Man, you guys are awesome. I love it. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate all this. We are taking names. Wow. So, gelati. All them stacked trichomes equate to about a 32.3% total cannabinoid profile. Yeah. Let's see, guys. You get no games. No games. That's all what it is. Proper growing. We got our list of 24 names. All of you are up here. Somebody's in luck for tonight. We'll put this off to the side. Don't worry, we're coming back to that. This time I'll make sure they don't let me sleep on this one. I don't want to come back and do a second 35, 40-second live just to announce a winner. We're going to do this right. We're getting better. Look, whose fault was that?
Red's fault with that fire.
Oh, yeah, Red came through with that freaking crazy shit, lit my ass up. So, Red, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I want you to know, so I smoked a whole bunch of that stuff that I took from you. And then I'm going to say probably about 7 grams went into this last batch of pre-rolls. Oh, shit, I did. I wanted to share with everybody. There was no way I could show everybody how to enjoy the profile of that without trying to put a little bit in everybody. So, Red, if you're out there, this wasn't any disrespect to that plan, homie. This was like my way of trying to share with my community. I didn't have enough to give everybody, so I put a little bit in each one. That's what I do. So, there we go. Look, my boy Thomas out there. Love seeing you, homie. Love seeing you. So, we'll move right along. The next thing that I'm actually going to test for you guys today on the show, and I think you'll be quite happy. What I have here is actually just a glass of distilled water that I started off with, so this way I can properly rinse off the trays. I don't want any leftover residuals from any of the last tests to be on here or be present when we go to take our next test. So, I dip these when we're doing multiple tests in a row in distilled water just to properly clean them up before we go into our next set of testing. Oh man, my homie Dwayne Cherry, look, my boy's son is over here watching too, man. I love this kid. He'll come down. Hopefully he can make it here for our canniversary party. Oh, yeah. Shh. I wasn't supposed to say that. Fuck him this time. I having a canniversary party. Oh, shit! Yeah, July 1st, guys, get ready. We got bands booked. I got a location set. We got some stuff going on. So stay tuned. We'll drop more details later. That's not really what today's show is about. But I got the look like you shouldn't do that. But you know what? Sometimes you got to go for it. And that's one I want to give you guys a heads up on. Also, a little up-and-coming news that we have that's also, like, straight up set, and for the most part we're going to iron out any dates if we have to flex the date plus or minus, but my actual 6-hour grow class is happening. We are going down. We have it set up for the month of May. We are shooting for a full 6-hour in-class test. I'm even going to give you an exam at the end to make sure you can pass, because I'm not going to guarantee you guys can grow if you can't even do simple math. You can't take the advanced classes I'm going to offer unless you can show me you can test out of my first class. My first class is, it's basically an intro, but it's a real intro. This isn't some 1 hour thrown together hoopty of a mix like, oh, you're going to get... I'm putting together like a binder packet for you people to take with you. There's going to be blanks in it. You're going to be having to take notes. I'm going to make sure that we have all this going and good to roll for you guys. I want you guys to be successful. I want you guys to win. And in doing so, it involves a lot of stuff. Some of that is math. And, you know, I get some silly questions like, hey, how do I mix this or how do I mix that? So big portion of what, I say a big portion, enough portion of what we're going to be doing in that class is going to be making sure you guys understand math. So let's slide over to the microscope, please. What I have here, on the other hand, I know we were just looking at our gelati there. This one here is Melonberry. Do we got a view on you? Let's see. Are you over there? There you go. Maybe you guys are getting a view. Let's see if I can get a nice shot. Okay, there we go. So, this here is Melonberry. She's quite premium. Smells sweet, fruity. We're talking about an ultra high-end sativa. This one is going to be able to keep you awake at the same time while getting you ultra stony. I am a big fan of this one. I'm going to take this piece out of the microscope. We're going to try and catch you guys on this little camera here, see if we can get you a decent little shot of this one. On the close-up weed cam. Let's see. Kind of, sort of, maybe, yes, no. Anyway, there she is. Just a beautiful little specimen right here. I mean, so frosted. The frosting level is gorgeous on this. I mean, absolutely packed. Just so sweet. So sweet. All you get is just like smooth berries. And I have to use the word smooth because I've had some like funky berries before, but this one is like notably smooth. I'd put it more like, dude, I'm gonna almost go namesake, like melon, like that clean melon taste that you get after you eat a melon. It's not that, you know, you eat a strawberry, you're like, ooh, strawberry. You eat a green apple, you know, like apple, right? No, this one here, it's got that. It's got that melon. It's got that like cantaloupe, that real smooth on it. So, this one, we will get ready to actually run the next test on. I wanted to take a bong hit off of it. There's no way I was not going to get a bong hit off of this before we ran a test. I'm not sending this one just to the tray and to the alcohol mines for this one. Okay, so we've got on this one, let's get you linked back up, baby. There you go. Connecting to the device. There we go. Back in business. So, right now, on this one, Melonberry, we're just going to call her MB. Don't worry, it ain't meatball. I don't grow no meatballs around here. I got a couple kids that are my meatballs, but plants, no, plants aren't meatballs. But it's definitely not meatballs BM. That's a whole different meatballs. Melonberry. And this is 123 milligram on this scale right here. 23. Okay, so back to the clean jar. This alcohol needle was only opened up for the first test. This is only alcohol. I have put no material in it, so I will reuse this, but only because I'm reusing it right fast. If this was left over any sort of time period, definitely would not consider reusing it. Okay, 10 milliliters. We drop our 10 milliliters right on in there. And again, always make sure to cap the alcohol. Why? This stuff's harsh. You don't want to smell like this all day. It's going to be terrible. Okay, so Melonberry off the scale. Straight away. Fine little breakup. Do my best. This one's got a little softer, more spongier texture. Doesn't have the crispness that the gelati has. But that is not to say that this one is not going to be some killer. I took the testing video of the Maharishi. That one ended up posting on YouTube. So if you get a chance and you want to see that one solo, you can kind of click through it. It's a bit long. First one I tried to shoot solo. We're going to work on shooting them and then editing them down before we post them to you. But Maharishi tested out up in the 32s and 33s as well. So, there we go. We'll get that shook for the next 5 minutes. All right. 5 minutes, but no longer than 15 minutes on the T-check. Why? I don't know. That's what they tell me. I just follow their rules. So, sometimes that's the easiest thing to do is just, you know, follow what they say. If they say to do it this way, just do it this way. Well, I'm not going to rewrite their engineering manual. I'm just going to, you know, I just want to smoke some weed. So, cheers. Who else lighting up with me? Dwayne, what's up, little homie? Daniel Allen, good to see you. Michelle, you still here? Hope everybody's fired it up. So, let's see. So I'm gonna make a quick mention of. Let's see, what do we got? Ooh, are we getting questions from the audience? I'm loving this. What kind of soil do I use after the seeds are done growing in the Jiffy pots and the greenhouse? So you've got them in those little starter cups that are probably, you know, the biodegradable cardboard stuff, or even the Jiffy expandable pucks. Your seedlings are coming out. What I like to do is, if you're going to go into soil, yeah, when it's time to get ready to transplant them over into their soil, I would still go with like a Fox Farm Light Warrior. That is a great mix. Happy Frog is also good. If you're going to go straight into Ocean Forest, I might recommend adding a little bit more perlite right to the mix, because Ocean Forest is such, and we use the word hot. Nothing wrong with that. It's just very, very rich, very, very full of good nutrients. So, might be a little too much for a seedling. Can it be done? Absolutely. Have I done it? Sure. Have I also learned that unless it's an autoflower and it's going into its final home forever, I wouldn't go that way, and I would probably start with something a little nicer. That's where I tend to land. I grow in cocoa. I have grown in soil. I have grown in hydro. I have grown in everything. This is actually my first living soil here that I show you guys. I have seen other people do it. I've been witness to farms done this way that are water only. And when we say water only, we don't necessarily mean water only like that's the only thing you're going to give this thing. At points in the plant's life, it's going to ask for different foods. You're going to be watching the plant. You're going to see that now, as you've been feeding it water for a while, now it's looking like it's needing something. Now is the time to give it a good all-purpose fertilizer. I just don't recommend dosing brand new soil up with anything at all. So back to the seedling, you know, if you have it in your budget to buy, you know, different bags of soil as you get going, I would go ahead and move from your starter to like a Happy Frog or any just really aerated mix. You can even go straight into cocoa for the seedling, but be prepared that's going to want nutrients. So they have some that are like you don't need to give it nutrient for a little bit, so maybe move to a solo cup. And then give it about a week or two there with no nutrient, and then put it in some Ocean Forest, and that should probably do the trick for you. But again, if you have the ability, stage that. If you don't, go into the Ocean Forest and just water it down. And the area where you plant the transplant, instead of just going straight into it, put a little bit of perlite and mix it up so it's a little bit more aerated and has a little bit more chance to stretch out before it starts rooting into that thick, good stuff. Give your plant the best chance for success from start. If you remember, we started on the show with those little seedlings. I mean, you watched, I showed you pictures of them planted. I showed you pictures of them breaking ground. Now I'm showing you pictures of them underneath an LED a couple weeks later. They look great. If any of you guys got any other questions that I can help in answer, maybe possibly steer you in the right direction, and, you know, always feel free to ask. Some of our other members are more versed in things. I am still familiarizing myself personally with living soil, but with all the growing that I've done, I have no doubt that I can succeed with the living soil. But I'm just going to watch what the plant asks for, as opposed to trying to jump the gun and get ahead of it. It's going to take what it can out of there before it runs out, and then it's my job to add some more when it's done. So we've got Gary over here, Happy Frog. He grows autos in them from start to finish. You know, that sounds like a great deal. You're going to get great stuff out of that. There's plenty of air in that mix, and because it's so light to start with, you don't have to worry about burning your plants. All right, so back at it, guys. We are doing raw decarbed flour, or raw non-decarbed flour. I say that all the time. I get that backwards. On the melonberry, we've got 123 milligrams. We've got a temperature. Let's try and see what we get here. I am getting a temperature of 87. I think we're going to go ahead and test it once it's on the Petri dish. I think that's the best way to get this done right. So testing it from that container, I get a little bit higher. It was just being shook, so it's going to be warmer in your hand. So to try and negate that, the best way to do it, at least from what I've found, and I've shot it that way, and I've had to go back and retest. Look at me filtering before I even get it on. Look at all this. This is what happens when you torch like this, man. I mean, I even brought the yolk can on thinking I was going to get a chance to pop a couple of those. And maybe I still will, because, you know, it's me. Hold on. It's going to take a long time for me to do this, so just bear with me. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. It was just a stuck needle, stuck injector. We got this.
Technical difficulty.
Technical difficulty. Sorry, we're back at it. 4, 5, and we'll do 6. 6 drops. We got 6 drops of melonberry juice. I'm coming up with a 76.6. Let's see. 76 degrees. Done. Tell you what, we're going to... I round down in this case. I don't know about you. I figured it was going to cool. So that's why I go, like you hear me go 76.6, yet I'm still putting 76, not 77. It's going to sit in this tray long enough while I run this calibration. So I assume the least it's going to drop is probably that couple tenths, you know. So it just me personally. If you want to round it up, round it up. If you think you're getting it in there at the exact same temperature, great. But as you can see, I at least have about a 30-second overlap from when I start the calibration to when I actually insert the material, and it needs that temperature when I start the test. So if it's in that mid-range, you know, 0.678, 6.7, I'm going to still round down. That 0.8, I'm going to go ahead and leave it on the upper end. Okay, insert tray into slot. Let's go ahead and get that on in there. All right, now we are testing the melonberry. This is melonberry GMO. That is the actual full name of it. I couldn't find anything on it. I've looked and looked and looked. There's nothing like it. There are a couple of, you know, melons and GMO this and GMO that. The cultivator informed me that this was something that he put together. He's not super big known, but if you, as you can see from that product that we were showing you a moment ago, not to mention, you know, a hellaciously good number. I mean, it's not that 30, but how's it 27.9? Again, that's full cannabinoid profile. That's hell of a good number. I love seeing those on my own grows. If I achieve those, I feel successful. That's a huge, in my opinion. When, you know, still, standard cannabis ranges from 13s, 12s, 10s to as high as, like, you know, mid-30s. Like, I've been in dispensaries recently where the flowers that they're, you know, showcasing are, you know, 33 point blah, blah, blah. And I, you know, asked to smell, and you can't do that in the dispensaries. There's, you know, protocol in place that no longer allow you to smell what it is you're looking for. They'll tell you what the terpene profile is, but you're still not allowed to smell it. That's why I always suggest coming and seeing us at Java Surf on Wednesdays. These guys host a hell of a freaking party. My boys over at the CCC, you really did miss out about it. So, without further ado, guys, let's switch gears. Let's jump into this tent. Let's show you what we got going on. All right? It's time for that segment you're loving already. You got iGrow, you grow, we grow. My Gromies, what's up? It's TJ, and now we're in the hot seat, aren't we? All right, so as you can see, they're getting a little bit bigger. Yes, they are. We have bumped them up with this Mars Hydro LED. This is that full white spectrum. This thing is a champ. I got it cranking on them. It only sits about, let's say, 12 inches off over this whole, this little setup, and I actually grouped them a little bit closer together to keep them snug. But when it comes to this particular plant here, you can see how well she's stacking. I've got several cross nodes already. This thing is maybe 12 inches tall. These are real inches, not men inches. This thing can be topped. What we're actually going to do is go ahead and top these all next week for you. And we're going to go ahead and get them set up to do clones because I want a copy of each one of these because I don't know which one is going to be the best pheno. This came out of a seed pack. These are 4 seeds, so odds are I'm going to have 4 different plants growing in here. They'll all be the same, but there's going to be 4 different versions of them, probably taste, looks, possibly even smells and things like that. So that's why we copy everything. I go ahead and snip all of these. We're going to go ahead and clone these. As you can see, the iGrow over here, we've added a secondary air stone because, shit, roots love that stuff. Me and Chris have been talking shit to each other, and of course I'm going to let him go ahead and try some additives with his. I want to give him the best chance of kicking my ass, but, you know.
That's still general hydroponics.
Just general hydroponics still, guys. This is only 3 nutrients with some CalMag, I believe. Yep. You know, it looks like it could use a little bit more TLC. We had to roll it into here to get it a little bit better light. But so we bumped up the air stone to add some oxygen to the roots. And I think we're going to be in much better shape with her. I think she's going to bounce back no problem. As you can see, the only thing we really have on here is a little bit of rolling leaf. And that's the same on here. Again, this could be possibly just due to that transplant shock. Again, these things we only got in here about a week ago, 2 weeks ago maybe. Chris, I don't know if we have the exact calendar. I think we transplanted them last week. So 5 days or 7 days from 7 days they were transplanted. So could be something as simple as transplant shock is all we're seeing. So as we said, we've got 1 in coconut. That 1 in coconut is only getting the Jack's 1-part stuff. It is the 3-2-1 formula from Jack's. And I say 3-2-1. That's 30-20-10. Or they have a 20-20-20. Any of their multi-part full spectrums seem to work fine. I believe I am using the 3-2-1. And then when that comes time to flower, we're going to switch it over to the Jack's Bloom Builder, the Blossom Builder, and we're going to feed it just that. And we're just going to see what happens. Not even supplemental CalMag. We're just going to rock it 1 part, see how we roll. We're going to rock my full nutrient line on this guy right here. This lady, she's going to be given about an average of 6 to 7 products through her watering cycle. Cocoa, I feed them daily. So even though you guys don't see me, I'm in this tent every day, and they're getting fed every day. Unlike this living soil back here. Remember, I said we're going to try one of these living soils. So your living soil is back here. Let me do a little bit of shifting, see if we can get you a better view on her. So, nutrients, living soil. Nothing wrong with it. Bag of soil, I'm just feeding it water. We will see what happens once it gets acclimated to its environment. The new roots have to go, so I'm hoping that once she really gets situated to this, she'll start taking back off. Right now, again, I'm just seeing a little bit of transplant stress, nothing too bad, a little bit of curling. She seems to be thinner than the ones that are being done in cocoa, but she is on target with just the general bucket 3-part. And again, that is like the most inexpensive basic nutrient for hydroponic you can use, and it's great stuff. It works like a champ. I've seen it be successful so many times that I recommend it. It's basic, it's beginner. It leaves you a lot of room in your formula that you can add some good boosters when it comes time to flower. And that's really where it comes time to, you know, if you're going to go the synthetic route or the, you know, any of the aftermarket fertilizers and boosters, that's you want to have room in your base formula to add those. Otherwise, you're just going to fry your plant no matter how you do it. So we've got living soil, a little bit thinner, but again, she's transplanted, but her nodes are stacking. Her growth is great. Her color is great. We've got no main vein chlorosis, so we're not seeing any colors and changes in the main veining. So we're just going to monitor this as the week goes on and make sure she bounces back and comes through her cycle. But next week, we're going to top every single one of these to make a clone of each one. So I will have personal cloning domes and labels, and we will go from there. So living soil, we're going to do our best to just water it. Coconut, 1 nutrient only. My stuff, another coconut plant, full formula, and then a general hydroponics as a base. But when it comes time to flower, I told him I'm going to let him kick it into high gear. I'm even going to let him throw some additives into it now to see if we can get it to sort of structure out the way the other ones do. By throwing boosters and other things at it and giving it a better full spectrum hydroponic feed. So, until next week, Let me know what you got for me, guys. I'm happy to help you grow. Again, Grow School starts soon. Ask about details. We're only going to take 15 members from the group for the first class. I've got to leave. The Grow Depot has to have a seat for their students. But moving forward, it will be open class schedule. And again, we'll get you guys trained up to know what you're looking for, to be able to see that some things are just not too much to worry about, and other things that if we see it, we're going to look more into it. So next week is when we do cutting for sexing, but what we're going to do is we're not even going to sex them, we're going to clone them, and I'm going to show you some of the other ones that I've been sexing. So next week you will actually see cuts that were sexed without doing anything to the plant. I still have the whole plant and veg, but all the little cuts are now sexed, and I know which ones are boys and girls from where they came from because we labeled everything. So, sexing 101. That's why male-female seeds don't scare me, because they don't ever make it into the flower room. All right, guys. We'll check back in with you next week on And what's up, guys? Back in the hot seat and out of the hot tent. Just remember what I've told you about LEDs previously. When you're doing your LED rooms, they want high heat. So, my tent right now, even with that flap open, I'm running 77 degrees. And those things are just babies. Honestly, I can't wait to get that temperature up to about 85. That's when we're really going to see them kick into high growth. Again, it is just the LEDs want to run warmer. The plants respond to that light better at a higher temperature. So, all right. So, I did get some questions. Any experience with Big Roots soil? I have heard of them. I have not heard any negative feedback about them. I have heard negative feedback about a few other brands. Not them. I'm going to say if you've been using them or you see their reviews and you see a lot of positive stuff, even during current time, like look for your current reviews. Go with that. The GH Flora Nova series, you bet your ass I have. That was actually one of the first ones I started with. I had no idea what I was doing, just like all of you. I read every book. I opened up. Well, okay, so you hear how old I am. I just dated myself. I didn't go to the internet. I read a book. So, when I started this, the internet and all of the information that we're able to readily get like this was not available to me. So, I read every book, and I mean every book. I read the Guerrilla Growers. I read this guy. I've read that guy. These are all the kind of things that, I have learned, and then I've done in real life and realized how I had to tweak them to fit me. Which is why if you ever hear me talking, you hear me say, if it works for you, it's not stupid. This is all about what makes your life easier. You need to grow your own weed. You need to grow your own medicine. That's what it is. My dream light are those Photon Techs. They used to be Lumitech. They rock the big boy Mega Ballast. These things are the top-notch, big dog, king shit of all the LED lights. So my dream light is one of these Photon Techs, but at, $1,800 a pop, $1,700 a pop, ooh, they hurt my feelings a little bit. I'll get one eventually. And when I say one, I don't mean one. I mean like I'll get them eventually because, things in ones don't really work. We got 4 plants. If I was just using that one light, I'd have 4 of those lights, and I'd have them stretched all. Actually, I'd probably have 5. I'd put 5 in that tent. One, shape them like the number 5 on a diamond. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I was going to run that tent with those smaller lights. Instead, I'm going to use the one big panel light. But anyway, so transplant shock, depending on what you do. So all of my plants were actually started in coconut. I did just straight from seed after I germinated them. And speaking of, I meant to actually bring some seeds out to germinate for you guys on camera. We can get that done next week when we're going over to show the sexing of the cuts. But transplant shock, I actually took plants that were grown in cocoa and they were in their black pots in cocoa like I transplanted the other ones. And I actually removed all the cocoa to transplant into the hydro. So, transplant shock can be done different ways. It can be mitigated in different ways. In some cases, it's just an acclimation period for the roots, is how I take it. Everybody calls it something like transplant shock. It's acclimation. The plant's going to have an adjustment period to get used from what it was to what it is. Just like all of us, you move to a new house. You don't walk in and feel comfortable, kick your feet up right away. It takes us a couple days to, get our surroundings back. Just like plants, they feel the environment. So just be aware, it could take as much as about a week. So this happened a week ago. I assume they're on the back end. I noticed this happening about 3 days into it. And so we're at about day 7 since we're doing weekly check-ins from transplant day. And last week was transplant day, Tuesday, the day of the show. So, with that being the case, I'm probably right on target. I figure by about 3 more days, we should be bouncing back and smooth sailing moving forward. When it comes to water pH, every single time, except for outdoor plants. I don't know why outdoor acts differently, but it does. Outdoor seems to self-regulate itself a bit more. It starts treating itself more like that. So, when you make your compost tea for outdoor, please pH that. But for the most part, just, you're doing your thing outside. Give it hose water. Indoors, in all of my gardens, because I use multi-part nutrient feed, I always pH. pH is a very, very big thing to us. I have a problem that if I overshoot my pH too much and I try to bounce it back with the other one, if my parts per million or my EC gets out of whack and I can't balance it back by adding more water, I've been known to dump a whole reservoir because of a fuck up. You know how pricey that gets? So just be careful when you're doing pH. But yes, I pH everything. pH down works much better than pH up. Fair warning. So, 1 drop of pH down, you shift your gallon a couple, a good couple, point, 3, 0.5, 0.7. That same in pH up will only bounce like a third of that. So just be cautious when you're getting used to using your pH ups and your pHs down. Black Dog LEDs are the shit, man. If you can run those, if I'm not mistaken, they've got cobs in them too. So they've run that concave dome on all of their lenses. So they basically turn each one of their LEDs into a micro cob. So just offhand, I mean, yeah, high dollar, but holy cow, top of the line, buddy. Absolutely no beef there. So we've got, questions about going to dark before we harvest. There's no... I hate using the word bro science. The reality is I haven't seen any real science. There's no definitive answer. If you feel like it improves what you get, do what makes you happy. Yeah, I don't care what anybody else is going to tell you. So just for real, if your experience with your darkness cycle is good, go for it and love what you do, homie. Me, I typically, because I grow in cocoa, I only have to run a flush for about the last 3 days with water. By the time my ppm runoff is down to the under 100s and basically Virginia Beach tap. And so that's the nice thing about cocoa and how I do my program. So I build it up and then I bring it back down. Your ideal is to peak right around your mid-flowering timeline. So you want to be able to slowly increase your nutrients. So when you do start using nutrients into this stuff, you start with something around, my seedlings, they get fed about 250 to 300 ppm. These plants now are about 700 ppm, and this is on the I believe it's the 1500 scale. So I run right now. We are doing vegetative cycles, so those are only getting about a 7 to 750, maybe 800 ppm, depending on the water quality that we have that day. And so again, we're using Virginia Beach Standard Municipal. Nothing fancy. There's... when it comes to this kind of stuff, it's just... There's a lot of things, and I always suggest just going what works for you. And so with these 10 setups, my real goal is to just try and show you guys what might work best for you. this whole system, what we have here that I'm displaying to you, it's a friendly competition about me and Chris with hydro and soil. But really, I'm doing it 4 different ways with seeds. These aren't going to be like, if this was real, proofological testing. I like that word, right? Proofological. Those would all have to be clones. They would come from the same mother plant. And then we would do them side by side like that. And then you would have an identical control test. This is just basically my test to show you guys what might work best for your growing situation. So if you have limited time to invest into it, your best bet might be the living soil, because honestly, I've only given that thing water once this week. That pot has been wet since I fed it. It's only dried out 1 day, so it's only got 1 plain watering, and it was a pH water of 6. So yeah, we keep that going. So, guys, you've been with me for long enough now. How about I give one of you guys that Mars Hydro Light? Doesn't that sound like a great idea? I've got this awesome spinning wheel with 95 numbers up there. I don't know if it's flashed yet, but it will shortly. Ring around the rosy. We've got those 95 names from that last shebang bang, and that wheel is spinning. And let's see who's scoring themselves this light. So, if you were number 68 on that list, and we're going through the list right now to see who got called number 68.
Jordan Ballard.
Hey, Jordan Ballard, if you are not here tonight, somebody please tag your homie Jordan Ballard. I'm sure he's in this group. I'm sure one of your homies are in this group. Yeah, Jordan Ballard, get at us, homie. You just won that Mars Hydro Light. So if you're not in here now, let us know. I'll give you a little bit to get at me. But if I don't hear from you by tomorrow, guys, I'll do a quick little random spin, and we'll run a second name. So, Jordan, I'm going to give you 1 day, and you got till, oh, wait, hey, look at that, homie, he's here. Beautiful. Jordan, you won. Drop a DM, homie. Drop a DM to Chris. Drop a DM to me. Preferably Chris. Mine goes apeshit all day. If you haven't tried, it's hard. It goes off all day. So, congratulations, Jordan. Now, that is the Mars Hydro Light. So, if you want, for the next prize winner for your free 8th giveaway for staying tuned to the show, we've got our list of 24 names. You guys are all right here. And we've got our handy-dandy spin-a-wheel-o-matic over there, and I'm about to hop up, and we'll get this one spun to see who's going to win some free flowers this week, and hopefully you can come by Java tomorrow, catch up with me, and I'll be happy to hand them to you personally. If not, again, you know how to get at me. All of you have no problem finding me. I'm pretty easy to get a hold of. So, guys, let's go. Away the wheel. And let's see who the lucky winner is. Ooh, I got a nice list here. I see a lot of familiar names. I see a lot of new ones. I like it. What do we got? That is a number 6. It hasn't flipped over to the number 7. So on number 6, I've got Michael Giles. Guiles. I hope I got that right. Huh? We know him. Homie, you got a few minutes to get at me. I'll give you about 2 minutes to message up here, as long as you're still viewing. You get that. If you are not viewing, I'm going to jump back up there and we're going to spin that wheel again for a winner, because I like to actually give this away on the show. This one's one of those ones that I'm not going to wait around. Oh, boom. Hey, homie, you here? Your prize will be to you tomorrow. One of our fellow admins here, I don't know what is mouthing to me, but basically he said he's got that shit under control. So that's what we know. Dude, you're going to score that gelati, which, again, did come out with a higher cannabinoid profile than my higher-end stuff, which was that melonberry GMO. That makes it even more special. I like it. So, again, tomorrow at Java Surf, you know the deal. I've said that many, many times, but here's also the fun part. Guess who's going to be at a Cinco de Mayo party, guys? This one's going to all my Chesapeakeans. Cinco de Mayo. Come out and show your boys some love. We'll be dropping a flyer very soon about this party. It's going to be a good one. Oh, boom, there it is. We ain't even got to wait. Guess who's hosting? Our good friend Maui. Holy cow. Because, Maui, I don't know if you're in the room right now. I know you're busy as shit, too. But, so you know, your bonsai is still in my house, and it started flowering in the back window. It is just getting little polyps. I am almost torn on putting it in here. It's going to be the wrong light cycle. It's going to throw it back and cause it to re-veg. So I almost want to move it over into my flowering tent and put it under that TS 600 that I have. And let's see how the bonsai flowers out. Anybody interested in seeing a bonsai flower out? Let's see if we can make one of those really pretty ones. I mean, Maui hooked it up. That seems like a fun thing to do. Why not? She told me that after we get it done, there's a rock under there underneath the root system. So we'll do that flip over thing, and we'll scrape away some of those rocks, and we'll have a budded out bonsai weed plant, courtesy of Maui. Cinco de Mayo party, Java tomorrow. You know how we do. Guys, couple more things. If you haven't started following us on YouTube, please. Because our Facebook group is private and these videos we do are private, that we share with you guys. On YouTube, they are on a 21 and up thing. And hopefully we can let YouTube and some of those guys start hooking us up for some of these subscribers we got here. So tell your friends to follow us and subscribe over there. We love you. We thank you. And, as always, I got a great fun fact for you. So let's see. Would you believe that, they say it's impossible to die from marijuana? Well, science has decided that that's not true. It is. It very much is, and you guys need to take me really seriously right now, because you could totally overdose from weed. If you ingest, smoke, or consume 1,500 pounds in less than 15 minutes. I have been trying so hard all damn day. I'm at about 1,200 pounds right now. I can't believe I'm still standing here, guys. I believe I'm almost dead. But no, seriously, enjoy the weed. You're not going to die from it. You might think you are. What you're going to do is get hungry, potentially take a nap, and odds are hug your loved one a little bit closer because, that's what we do here. So it's the iGrow VA show on YouTube. You can also catch us on Twitch with the Doc Green Thumb 757, or we are the real iGrow VA. So on Instagram, make sure you get the right name, because there's some lookalikes already trying to jack my page on Instagram. I'm not active on Instagram. This is my page on Instagram. If you want to follow me there, go for it. It is at iGrow_VA. That is my real page. Make sure your friends are using my real page. Don't let them get had by a lookalike that looks like me. We know how I conduct myself. Most of you have spoke to my team, have dealt with my team. You know how we do. We take care of things. We do things the right way. We are who you want us to be. The difference is there are other people out there trying to, I don't know. So just be cautious when it comes to which iGrow VA you're following. There is a Grow VA. They are a hydro store. Follow them. They're good people. But make sure that if you're looking for the iGrow VA team, you're on the iGrow_VA. All right? So, until next week, guys, thanks to you, our business is growing. Let's do it. I love you guys. See you next time. Thank you.